Star voting will be on your ballot. It's measure 20-290. We're encouraging you to vote yes on star voting for Lane County. The reason why is because our current political system is super broken. Can I just see a quick show of hands of how many people would agree with that statement that I just made? That our current political system is super broken. What we believe is that the way that we vote, the way that we actually cast our ballots, is at the root of that brokenness. And just as an example, the way that we vote in Lane County for our county commissioners, we have 3 county commissioners up for election right now in 3 of our 5 districts in Lane County. On the ballots of 2/3 of those voters, there will be 1 candidate on the ballot, only 1. Because that election was already decided in May when many fewer people turn out for voting. In East Lane County, there were like 7 candidates up for office, and nobody got a majority in May, so 2 candidates had to get to advance to the second election. And that means that we're asking them to campaign for a year for a job, for the privilege of working for the people. They had to go raise a ton more money in terms of donations going into East Lane County, again, for the people who represent us. So the whole idea of star voting is that we are going to get rid of this very archaic, cumbersome 2-election process that actually doesn't do a very good job of representing what the people want, and replace it with a single November election using star voting. Star voting stands for score, then automatic runoff. You fill out your ballot instead of being limited to one choice. And the real challenge with being limited to one choice is that you often have to vote against the candidate you really like in favor of someone you think can win, one of the front runners. The way that front runners are determined is the front runners are the ones who've raised the most money. So the 2 candidates who've raised the most money, those are the front runners. Spoiler alert, the money wins every election if you always have to choose between the 2 who've raised the most money. With Star, you're not limited to one choice. If you're limited to one choice, what it means is that anytime you like more than one candidate, your vote carries less weight because all the people who think like you are going to split their support. If you only like one candidate, you've got maximum power, which is the worst way to do it. Normally, you want to have more choice. You want it to be beneficial that you have options. In our current system, that's not the case. With Star, the more people who step up to potentially run to get a job, the better it is for everybody. It works like a 5-star rating. If you really like someone, you give them 5 stars. That's full support. If you really don't, you either leave it blank or you give them a 0. And anywhere in between, you can rate all of the candidates on the ballot or not, however you like. So if you want to vote just like you vote today, no problem. You give maximum support to your one favorite, you move on. But in those elections where you have an opinion about more than one candidate up for consideration, and I think we can probably all think of at least a few elections where we've had an opinion about more than one candidate in the field, Star lets you express that opinion, and it follows the same format that iTunes lets us rate music, that products are rated on Amazon. And there's a little twist, which is that the winner is not just whoever gets the most points overall. The 2 candidates who get the highest scores overall are the finalists. And the winner is the one that the majority preferred between those 2. And that's what makes it exceptionally resistant to so-called tactical voting or strategic voting. In star voting, the great thing is not only is it incredibly accurate at determining who we, the people, actually want to represent us, but it's very resistant to strategic voting or people who are trying to be sneaky and get a better outcome by being dishonest on their ballots. In Star, honesty is the best policy. It lets you vote your conscience. And this will be the first time in the history of the world, to our knowledge, that people are being given the opportunity to choose star voting, that we're being given the opportunity to vote for better voting. And if we vote yes on it, and if it passes, we will be the first place in the world to use it for real political elections in 2020. So that's all I got to say about that. Thank you all for being here. Election is November 6th. We need as much help as we can get, really just to spread the word. So thank you. Go team. Democracy. All right.